Alright, this is a tutorial on how to do the expert glitch in Left 4 Dead 2. As you can see, I don't have any on Still Something to Prove, or I don't have the real deal. This can be used to get both, and we're going to show you me getting the real deal. It takes two people, one to host the game and one that's going to get the achievement. So I'm having Zelda Nerdster host the game, and I'm going to join his game, and we're playing a campaign on easy. We're doing Dead Center because it's the shortest, and we're doing it on localhost. And what's basically going to happen is we're going to play the whole campaign on easy, and then in the starting safe room on the last level, I am going to exit to main menu. He's going to send me an invite back to the game, and after that, he's going to leave the safe room, play the entire finale on easy, and then after he kills the second tank, he's going to switch it to expert, and then I'm going to accept his invite, come back in, get in the rescue vehicle, and it counts as an expert campaign for me. So, I'm just going to show you us running through Dead Center. I'm going to speed it up a little so that you don't have to sit through too much of this. I think I even skipped level 2. I think we cut it out of the video because it was too long. This is a very sensitive glitch. You have to do everything just right. I've had a lot of people ask me questions about this, and a lot of people tell me it didn't work for them and they thought it was patched. This is not patched yet, as far as I know. We did it last weekend, and there hasn't been a patch out for it. And if you're wondering what the date and what weekend I'm referring to, it is January 19th, 2010. So anyway, we have a lot more details on the page that we have just for this glitch on our website, and I'll put a link to it in the description, and it goes through a lot more detail than I'm going to in this video because there's a lot of tips and a lot of things you have to keep in mind. Basically, to answer a few of the most common questions, for the person that's getting the achievement, if they lose their connection midway through the first few levels and join back in, it'll still count. If you lose in the finale, if the person playing the finale gets killed and it forces you to restart the last level, it won't count it, so you're gonna have to restart the glitch all over and play it through the whole campaign again. A huge tip that you want to keep in mind is to have a pipe bomb or a boomer bio bomb at the end for when you switch it to expert, because it does take a while for that person getting the achievement to come back in, and you're going to want to use that to fend off the expert horde. And I think I just loaded the last level, and so since I'm the person getting the achievement, I'm just going to exit to the main menu, and now we're going to cut to the other point of view of the host. As you can see on the top, it says host POV, and after the person getting an achievement leaves, they're just going to send him an invite.
Because he looks like an asshole.
Get your ass moving, Nick.
And now we're going to cut back to the person that left, and we're going to see him accept that invite. He's not actually going to accept it, he's just going to receive the invite and then open it up and be ready to accept it. So there it is. And he's going to want to stay on this screen and be ready to accept it as quick as possible whenever his teammates tell him to. You're of course going to want to be in a Xbox Live party so they can tell you when to rejoin, and you can talk while they're playing, and they can tell you that the second tank's here and to be ready to accept it. And now we're back watching the other point of view, the host POV, and we're going to watch him play through the finale, and I sped it up a little so the video wouldn't be too long. And on the web page, we also have detailed tips for each finale when you're specifically doing this particular glitch. for this campaign in particular,
Forgive us, Jimmy.
and we did a terrible job this time around, and it's because we split up, and one of us stayed down below, and one of us came up top to get all the cans. And that is the best strategy in Scavenge and in Versus, in my opinion. But the only reason for that is because the spitter can spit on your cans. In campaign mode, the computer spitter never spits on your cans. The only time that happens is if they spit at you and you happen to be standing next to a can. So I would recommend every human player that's in the game doing the finale go and get the cans with each other, toss them all down, and then go down and pick them up and put them in. I know you're probably wondering why I said wait for the second tank to be killed before the other player enters. And you've probably played this campaign before, and this finale is very easy to only get one tank on. And it's because of the tanks in this finale, since it's a little different, are based on time, not by progress. So it's really easy to get all the cans in, only having to deal with one tank. But you're gonna see us. We'll put 12 of the cans in, and then we'll wait for the second tank. And the reason for that is you're gonna switch the difficulty to expert, and then you have to wait for the person coming back in to go through the loading screen and all that. And while it's on expert, you're not going to want the tank to come in, and then you'd have to fight an expert tank, and you'd probably die. So you're going to want to wait for the second tank to come, and you're going to want to kill him on every campaign. I think the Parish campaign is probably the only one that you might not wait for the second tank for. But like I said, you can find tips on the Parish finale and all the other campaigns and where you should be by the end of it, and stuff like that that makes this glitch a lot easier on our webpage. And
Got it.
the only really hard part is when you switch it to expert, and if it takes a long time for the person to come back in, or you don't have a pipe bomb, the horde can easily overtake you because it will be an expert horde, and you don't want the person coming in to come in as a person who is incapped or something like that. You have to help them up. So that's the only real problems we've seen with it. And we just killed the second tank, so we switched it to expert, and now we're going to go back to the person that left the game, who is actually getting the achievement. And I'm gonna accept the game invite. You want to wait to tell them to accept it until it says vote passed. Do not tell them to accept it when the checkmark boxes are still up. You want to wait until it changes from that to the vote passed, and then you want to tell them to come in, and they'll go through the loading screen, and the person coming back in needs to be ready to hit the right trigger, because you come in as a spectator and you have to hit the trigger to come in the actual game. And now I'm going to take off in the car and see the real deal pop up, and that's also 1 out of 5 for Still Something to Prove. And that's it.
And that is how you do it.